Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is RandyTillmutt. I'm so happy you're over here in my channel or viewing my channel. And my channel is a solo travel channel. I want to encourage you to travel a little bit more. In this video I will be walking you through the places I went to and the things I did on my recent trip to Nairobi, Kenya. I also want to talk about the cost effectiveness of doing a trip like this. I hope you enjoy. The first things I thought about in going to Kenya is budgeting. I mean, how am I going to get from the United States to Kenya? It is not very close. It is far away. So I planned this trip 6 months in advance, thinking about the type of money that I need in terms of transportation to where I'm going and accommodation. Once I have those two things done, then everything else will become easier. In this case, I decided to fly out of a city that is different from the one I lived in. Washington DC seemed to have been the cheapest flight to Kenya or to Nairobi, and so it was a no-brainer for me. I just made that choice to do that. So that was the best option at that time. In terms of where I stayed, I always knew that Airbnb was going to be my best option. It was cheaper. I had more flexibility. I had the apartment to myself. Cheaper. It was cheaper than staying in a hotel. I mean, and I had the entire apartment to myself. And it, in this case, it just happened to be a really beautiful one. And I enjoyed it. Made friends easily. People were friendly and very helpful, willing to, tell you where to buy food, spots that you want to visit, and you just get to blend into the society of the Kenyan people. And isn't that what we want when we travel? We want to have an authentic experience. So I knew Airbnb was going to be my best bet, and I enjoyed the one that I was in. I was in South B, to be specific, for this particular trip, and I happened to be on top of the apartment complex. My room happened to be on top of the apartment complex where I stayed, so I had a wonderful view, as you can see there. Me just looking around there. So I would encourage, if you ever decide to go to Kenya or in general just travel, Airbnb is a good bet. You really get to have a little bit of flexibility and just kind of do things your way. So of course, the other thing that you think about in planning for a trip like this is planning what to do and where to go and things to see, and leaving space or downtime to do things. And of course, one of the places that you have to go in Nairobi is the Nairobi National Park. You see all the beautiful animals, the elephants, the giraffes, the rhinos. It's just a beautiful place. I even had the luxury of doing a mini safari, which turned out to be pretty inexpensive because I didn't buy it online. I waited until I went to the park to actually purchase it, and I got it a little cheaper because of that. But it's one of the must do things whenever you go to Nairobi, to see the animals. Other things that you can do is go to the Masai Mara, which is, I think it's about 5 hours away from Nairobi, so it's a little out there. It's not very close, but it's, it has some of the It has some of Africa's most beautiful animals, and you'll definitely not be disappointed. It is a treat that you have to give yourself. So one of the interesting things I think I got to do as a sightseeing exercise really was to see Kibera. Kibera is known as the largest slum in Africa, and I wanted to check it out. I had read a little bit about it before I went to Kenya, and I had even seen some documentaries on Kibera before I went there. And I went there and got the chance to walk around and look around, and it's a very interesting place. It might look like a lot of poverty, but in the midst of that, it's very interesting just the way there is ecosystem within itself, within the city itself. If you think of it as a city, I mean, there's just lots of people selling things, and you pretty much can just get whatever you want there. And I spent one evening just walking around Kibera, and it was a pretty interesting experience. Of course, there were times when I was a little bit weary of where I was, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed looking around and seeing this part or this side of Kenya, because Kenya is Nairobi is a tale of two cities, if you want to call it that, because there are parts of Nairobi that's just absolutely beautiful, and but you also have Kibera as well. They're just beautiful places where you look around, you see high-rise buildings, and you see wealth, but then you see places and pockets of poverty as well. So that was a pretty interesting experience in and of itself, just to be able to be around Kibera and see that side of Nairobi, and then also to see the city center where the Parliament building was, and all of the other beautiful things that there is to see in Nairobi as well. In terms of the music, man, I just found out that Kenyan people just love Jamaican music. Almost everywhere I went in the country or in the city of Nairobi, I could hear some form of Jamaican music. Whether, as in this case, I went and checked out the nightlife a little bit. There was reggae music. If you're in the bus driving, anywhere you're going, you can hear Jamaican music. It's just something that they really, really enjoy. And I felt like I heard more Jamaican music than I heard Kenyan music. And you can know when you hear Kenyan music. There are different tribes in Kenya that, their music is in their particular dialect or language. So Sheng in particular is the language that local Nairobi people speak, but Swahili is more general, and then English is the language that everyone speaks. So you can definitely tell when you're hearing that type of music, but they just love Jamaican music. And finally, we'll get to the cuisine. I had a wonderful time trying all the different foods that were there. I tried nyama choma, which is ugali with goat meat, and also ugali with fish. That was interesting. And the ugali is pretty much made out of cornmeal. Very interesting. It's like the equivalent of fufu in West Africa. Well, it was pretty interesting. Got to try some of the fruits there. Some Kenyan mangoes. Some of them were pretty similar to Jamaican mangoes, so I connected there. And then I tried some drinks. I think I remember trying a drink that had avocado in it. They actually made avocado drink, and it had papaya in it. And I think I'm not sure what the other fruit was, but it was a fruit drink. It was pretty interesting. I tried their peanut cake. That was something that was pretty interesting too, that I see also in Jamaica. The markets are just colorful, and I just had a wonderful time trying out the food. There was this one restaurant that I went to that was known specifically for serving nyama choma. It was recommended to me, and I'll put the name in the video, but I don't remember it right now. But that was awesome too. And yeah, the fruits, the spices, the vegetables. There was this type of pastry that I tried. I don't remember the name of it. I'll probably put the name there also, but it was wonderful. The video is about to be done, so I'm just asking of you to subscribe to this. And generally, this is just a video to encourage people to travel, go out there and see the world. There's more to the world than where you live. Have a wonderful day, everyone.